Wow.
We get them done quicker. Boss, listen, I mean, obviously you're already in the Hall of Fame, but I wonder if this is a special night for you seeing a guy like Kevin Randleman, going to the Hall of Fame as well.
I love it. I love it. This is what he deserves, not just as a fighter, but also as a person. I mean, the things that he did for people, that's what I really like about him. I always love it when fighters are really good fighters, but the complete package is also to be a gentleman outside fighting. And he had everything. I mean, so powerful. I mean, look at Mirko Krokop, Bong, he will tell you, right? Fielder, million angle slam. I mean, there were some crazy moments with this guy. He was never out of a fight. So, yeah, very well deserved.
The Pioneer Wing, I think it's like part about like education, right? Like telling the new fans who these people were. So what do you think made Kevin so special, right? Because he didn't necessarily gain the highest level, but everybody that knows the sport knows he's a special part of it. So what do you think he meant to the sport?
Well, first of all, the Pioneer Wing is a really great way because we fought each other at UFC 20. And now, I Googled it today, 582 shows the UFC had. We were 20, yeah, so we're pioneers, And the special with him was like, he was never out of the fight. You make one mistake, one punch lands or one knee lands or whatever it is, he will take you out. And that's what made him so special because, you think, oh, he's out, and then boom, suddenly he gets a Mirko Krokop at the time. I mean, look at that. Nobody expected it in the whole world. He faked the takedown, he did it again, boom, that overhand.
One of the greatest highlights of all time.
Unbelievable.
I did want to ask you, I've seen this debate lately about what does the Hall of Fame mean, right? I mean, you've been around the sport forever, accomplished everything. Is this a special honor to be kind of memorialized this way in part of something in the UFC Hall? Because it's still a new thing, right? But is it a special thing for a fighter?
I think, yes, it is. First of all, it's a very special thing. I truly believe that. But I believe also that the Pioneer Wing is the most special. Because you can say whatever you want. All these guys, they will keep on coming, and world champs keep on coming. But the Pioneer Wing is only a certain amount of guys. And once that stops, it stops. Because there's no more guys. Because we started all the way back. I started fighting before the UFC started in September 93. November was the first UFC fight, you see. So to be a part of that, because everybody always asks you, what if you would have come up now, you could make all that money? I go, no, I'm good. Money-wise, I'm doing good. I'll find a job. Don't worry about it. But I'm a freaking pioneer. I love that.
Can't be a pioneer
That's
anymore.
it, yeah.
That's awesome. Last thing I want to ask you, about Nick Diaz, right? Because we got this big pay-per-view this weekend, 2 title fights. But I think for most people, the main event feels like Nick Diaz returning. What do you think it is about Nick Diaz that just people latch on to, and this is like the guy they want to see fight?
I tried to wrap my head around it the whole time because, they're dropping F-bombs left and right, and everybody's loving them, and the talking he does. I think Nick does what he wants to do. And I think people see that. And a lot of people nowadays, they don't. Like every picture you see, it's made up, it's the photo touch, something happened, all Facebook pictures, everything is fake. This guy's as real as it gets, and whatever he says, he means it. And they don't get into a fight. If he would say, oh, I'm voting for him, then he won't have a backlash. Whether it's right or left, it doesn't matter because it's his mind. And he just says what he wants to say. And the toughness and the stamina and it just keep coming forward and the talking, the way he got inside the head of his opponent. He and his brother. They're just really great guys. I had the pleasure working with him as well, inside MMA a few times. And believe it or not, this guy's a very funny guy as well. He will crack jokes. It's something completely out of character, you think. But yeah, he sits like he, almost hates the world, but he doesn't. He's a really cool guy.
Speaking of the Pioneer Wing, is there anyone not in that you think should follow the night?
Oof. That's a hard one, It's better to throw some names at me and I'm going to go like, this guy's in it.
A lot of people look at Frank.
Frank needs to be in it. He's a 5-time UFC champion. Come on, man. I know they had some quarrels and this sort of thing, but that needs to be set to the side. He needs to be in the UFC Hall of Fame. Look what he did, how he was finishing his opponents. He's an animal.
And we spoke with Mark Coleman, who's right next to me. We spoke to him earlier this week, and he said tonight would have meant a lot to Kevin. Like being in the Hall of Fame would have been a very big deal.
Yep.
Do you agree with that statement?
Oh, 100%. It's like I talked to Elizabeth. She was talking about that he became the wrestler of the century from Ohio State. This is a century. This is not a decade. This is over 100 years. She didn't even know. She just found it out. He said, oh yeah, they called me last week and I had done it. That was nothing. But the UFC Hall of Fame, he was always thinking about that. So it was a big thing. It's a big thing. It's the biggest mixed martial arts organization on the planet. Everybody knows it. I love the song, Sitting in the Hall of Fame. I love that song now because I'm in the Hall of Fame. So I'm pretty sure he's there.
Do you find that the older you guys get, the more of a closeness you guys have? Like guys that you are around, you saw the guys have been around, did it all. Do you find when you see each other, you kind of have a brothership with them?
Oh, 100%. You know, I always told people, I say, I don't need, if I have a plane ticket, that's the only thing I need. I'm pretty sure I can sleep anywhere on the planet. I know everybody. I say, hey man, can I crash a few days with you in freaking Australia or wherever it is, New Zealand? I always know, and there's all fighters. And it's such a camaraderie because we all go through the same stuff. You know how it is. You never go to a fight without an injury. It's always, everybody goes through the same stuff. So once you know that, well, he went through it as well, you know, you could just become very close. Like, we went to his wedding with Kevin, and it was a freaking great time. My whole family. It's cool, man. As a fighter, I really enjoy it. Like I was talking about the breakfast that we had at the Tokyo Hilton in Shinjuku. You have no clue because with the jet lag, we would be up at 5 o'clock a.m. and super hungry. And that breakfast, if you ever go to Japan and get a hotel, it's the best in the world. Like I mean, whatever you want, they have it, fresh, whatever, literally whatever. And all the tables together and everybody telling war stories and that's actually where I was just talking about it. Kevin started El Guapo. He started that nickname because it came from the movie The Three Amigos, which we were talking about. And El Guapo is the bad guy, the ugly guy. And I asked Tina Shamrock, who was there, who's Mexican. I said, what does it mean? And she goes, it means the handsome. I go, oh, that's funny. And that's when Kevin started. Okay, Guapo, I'll see you later. Boom. And then people started. That was it. Yeah, funny, right?
Thanks for the karaoke.
You're very welcome.